Hello. Now I should mention that all of this takes place at home and not actually in school because of COVID, okay? It's still equally as crazy though. Right? Almost as crazy as my hair. So let's begin. So my Year 11 experience part 6 ends on the last day of the Christmas break, talking about college. That'll be going into detail about here, lessons and COVID in general. Okay? So let's start from the beginning. January the 4th. Back to school.
Well, here we go again.
I think most people hate this date for that very reason. Although, due to the fact that there is a huge worldwide pandemic occurring, we aren't allowed in. Therefore, we did work from home. Now, personally, I love it. I do. I love doing work from home. But boy, is it harder than normal, okay? Let's go one subject at a time. Right? So let's start off with maths, okay? Now, we've been doing live lessons for every maths lesson, right? Normally I would hate this. Normally I wouldn't like live lessons, but our teacher is amazing. During the lesson we have laughs, music during tasks, and everyone just enjoys them, right? How this works is that you're sent the maths paper in the post, and then you would do them during the maths call, right? Every now and again you go over questions with your teacher. Some papers let you use calculators. Whoa, look at that animation. But for some, you weren't allowed, right? Now, I don't mind maths. It's not exactly my best subject, but it is fun during the calls, right? Next, we have English. Now, I have to be careful what I say here, okay? I don't want a bad reputation. You've got to stay on the good side of teachers if they're going to be predicting my outcome and my grades, right? So I'm not going to be slandering anyone, right? Do not take offence if someone relevant is watching. Besides, it's not actually their fault, okay? But now that disclaimer is over, right, I can say with English that there is English language and English literature, right? Which I'm not a fan of. But there does seem to be an abundance of work. Now, oddly enough, right, although I enjoyed the English test we did, right, do you know why? They are rather entertaining. It's like, find the word that means big in this sentence, or find the 5 errors in this paragraph, right? I know I'm very odd, but I do find those actually rather entertaining. The first half, anyway. The second half is a huge essay, and I hate it. Now we're going to glance over a few subjects, right? There's not a lot to say about science, except in the tests we did, I've had a B and an A, right? Welsh back was just me doing research on Doctor Who. I'm not even joking. Right? I got to do work for GCSE on Doctor Who, right? Which is now 70% of my Welsh back grade, and media, which was just finishing my magazine, right? You can see my design for my front cover magazine here. I'm very proud of it, okay? Then we have drama. Well, we've been finishing our portfolios for the drama piece that we did, right? I think I mentioned this briefly in part 6. And the evaluation, which I think I've done decently, right? You had to talk about what you did and how you did it. So, for example, I made the criminal, of which I portrayed, seem as less superior to the government as they spoke rough, as my voice would inflect downwards, and the intonation of my voice would be raspy, rough, and generally growly. The National Theatre gave the school access to watch some of the such shows for free, so we could analyse one for our coursework. I've been writing down how the characters act, as children and as adults, the comparison, right? The stage directions, camera angles, proxemics, etc. And it's been great. We've been watching Peter Pan. It's really entertaining, and the National Theatre are amazing for letting us have this free access to it. Next we have history, right? We've moved on from Hitler and Germany in transition to depression, war and recovery, which is essentially the same thing, but from the British point of view, right? Britain was struggling at the time after World War One, economically, and in many other ways, right? As we were old-fashioned, essentially, right? And finally, who could forget Welsh? Good old Welsh. We've been doing work, obviously, on random learning, on learning random stuff, right? Doing tests, we did one. I think I did decent. I haven't had my results back yet. Right? So far I've had 22 out of 30. There's another bit to go on top. We've done a few essays on the ysgol as a hobby. There was a speaking assessment where I got an A-star. That was anhygoel. Now let's discuss the next step forward. Now here in the UK, everyone goes to nursery, reception, primary, secondary school, then college, and then university if you want to go on further, right? Now I was recently accepted to do drama at my college, which is amazing, right? I'm required to pick 2 more things. So I went back to the drawing board, and I decided that media was also doable. So now I'm doing drama and media, but I needed 1 more. Now I wanted to do Welsh, but they weren't doing Welsh where I'm going, so I had to dip into other subjects. No way was I doing English, maths or science. It's hard enough now, right? I wasn't doing history as it can be difficult to remember all the different details, right? Learning scripts is a lot easier than learning history. And plus all the stuff that you have to do, etc. for A-level history. So I decided to do ICT. Not my best choice. I'm not very technical, but I do know my way around a kettle to make some of the sacred brew known to us mortals as hot chocolate. Right? We can change them if it gets too difficult, right? So that's promising to me. And I think that if you go for 2 years, right? You get rid of 1 though in the second year, so that's promising, right? They're saying that we're going to go back to school on the 15th of March. Let's talk about that for a bit, shall we? You can see what I've got to say about this. Normally, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Spend my last year in school. But it's only when you realise that Boris isn't going to prioritise teachers or emergency services. But I totally understand, though, you know. The uniform must make them immune. Totally understand. We can't infect them. They have special clothes. It's so stupid, you know? And what's going to happen, I'm predicting you, we'll be in school for 2 days. Everyone gets COVID, and we repeat the same yearly lockdown as 2020. Way! But don't worry, guys. They're going to prioritise these lot. Yeah, 80 to 90-year-olds who sit around knitting and playing chess. Wait a minute, I play chess. But the point is, why prioritise them when they aren't exactly going anywhere? Right? Now also, this might be my most controversial statement on the channel yet, right? But surely you would focus on the younger adults and teenagers and children who would benefit more from having the vaccine and living much longer, right? You might disagree, that's fair enough, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Just don't hate me for mine, okay? I'd love to discuss or debate them in the comments, you know, see what you have to say. I don't want to end the video on a tense, crappy ending, so here is a video of Patch knocking the crap out of one of my Daleks. But that takes us up to March 2021. How's your school life going? Let me know down below. Okay, but anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe and goodbye.